The Jackson High School basketball program, both the girls and boys team, had a very distinguished guest today in Jerry Lucas, a high school star, an Olympic gold medalist, and a professional and collegiate Hall of Famer.
Mainly, I want to talk to you about education today. You've heard a little bit about what I did in basketball. I began to work very hard. That next year, when I decided I wanted to become a basketball player, this was involved in everything I did. My mind was involved in everything that I did. It made me a much better basketball player because I outthought people, and also I thought I outworked a lot of people. You know, guys, you know how many basketballs will fit in that rim? You don't know, do you? Almost 2 basketballs will fit in that rim at the same time. That's big. That thing is huge up there. When you start having certain thoughts and doing certain things, you realize, man, that's a big hole up there. And if you're shooting at pinpoints that can do that pretty soon, you're going to become a pretty good shooter. And I became a good shooter. I led the nation in field goal percentage all 3 years I played in college. I led the nation in rebounding all 3 years I played in college. I'm going to go into all the things that I did. I mean, I did incredible things to try to become a better basketball player. I mean, I outworked, outthought.
The former Ohio State star spoke for about 45 minutes, not only about basketball, but also about his emphasis on education.
And my life has been dedicated to education. As a matter of fact, I retired from the NBA early. I had 3 years left on my contract with the New York Knicks when I decided to retire to devote my life to education. I realized that the biggest problem in education is the early years, kindergarten through the 6th grade. That's where all the bad habits are formed. I don't like this, this is no fun, I hate this. Kids quit physically, mentally. How many of you love repetition and learning? If you raise your hand, well, one. I tell you, trying to learn by repetition has never been any fun, never will be any fun, right? So I've changed all that. You don't realize that, the world doesn't realize that, but I spent my life doing that. It's been very exciting to me.
At a fairly young age, Lucas began to teach himself about the secrets of memory. He shared some of those secrets with the Jackson basketball players in his talk.
First book I wrote was entitled The Memory Book. It's a very successful book. #2 bestseller in the nation. Second only to all the President's Men. The book on Watergate it was on the New York Times bestseller list for 50 weeks. And during that period of time, I was on hundreds and hundreds of regional, national, local TV, radio shows, etc., and I'd do feats of memory. I'd go on the Johnny Carson show, and you don't remember Johnny Carson, you're too young to remember him. You may have seen some old clips of him or something. But I was a regular guest on his show and many, many, many other talk shows. And I would do feats of memory. I would meet maybe whoever was going to be in the studio audience that night. There might be 300 or 400 people. I would meet them before the program began. I would get their last names, and when I was on the program with Johnny and I had talked for a while, he said, "Jerry, I understand you met some people." Yeah, I did. But everybody I met stand up, and then I'd say, "I'm going to point to you across the rows, name your last name. If I get it right, be seated. If I don't, remain standing." I've done that with hundreds of people, never missed a name. Most people I've ever done at one time is 800. Now you're going to say, that's impossible. No, it's not. I've done it. How? I know how. I know things that you don't know. You have the same gifts that I do.
Lucas talked about some of his memorable moments in basketball through the high school, collegiate, Olympic, and professional years, and about some of the famous players that he played with and against.
I played with Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, John Havlicek. Those are great players. I played against some of the greatest players ever lived: Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, you know, on and on and on. I had a lot of fun playing basketball. I had some great experiences. Played with some of the greatest players that ever lived and enjoyed it immensely. But I've enjoyed what I've done in education and for education far, far more than what I've ever done in basketball.
And talking to these young men and women about just, you know, education and basketball and how important education is, and basketball is just really, you know, comes second, but just it was really special. You know, his stories were great. He was entertaining. It was just a great message. 10-day layover for our last game, but we've had great practices, you know, to get an icon like that to come talk to you on the eve of you know, hopefully going to celebrate a league championship. So the guys are excited. We've had a great preparation in lieu of this. We're ready for Chillicothe and excited for the challenge.
For me, he said he wasn't necessarily the best, but he just outworked everyone, outsmarted everyone, and I think that's what relates to me the most. I'm definitely not the most talented, but I'm going to go out there and outwork you. So.
Yeah, kind of the same with me. He said he put in 15 hours a day in the summer, so I put in a lot of hours as well. Definitely not that much, but it was inspiring to hear how much time he put into the sport he loved. So,
as the Jackson basketball team faces some of its biggest games of the year, the championship game against Chillicothe on Thursday evening, and then the tournament after that, Lucas gave the team 3 pieces of advice on how to succeed. Outwork the other team, outthink the other team, outplay the other team.
I'm really excited and pumped up now. I kind of just want to go out there and play tomorrow's game tonight, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're definitely going to have a run. We got, like Coach said, Chillicothe's got nothing to lose. It's all on the line for them, so we're going to go in there and steal one.
Thank you for your attention. Hey, guys, good luck. I hope to see you in Columbus, okay? Work hard. Work harder than anybody else. All right. God bless. Thanks a lot.
This is Pete Wilson with Total Media at the Jackson High School Gymnasium after the talk by Jerry Lucas.